I want people to understand that Trump's strategy for what he is doing right now, very calculated and very purposeful. And now that he's got his team on board, he had his first cabinet meeting today. And now that he's got his team on board, that you can see that, the guns are coming out metaphorically, right? And Comey is going to be one of the first targets, because what is going to happen, and this is why I think you're absolutely right that within the next probably 60 days or so, we're going to hear about indictments coming against him and others. There are going to be grand juries sealed and such, and that kind of stuff will go along. But between Cash, Dan Bongino, Pam Bondi, President Trump.
Oh, President Trump did not forget. And while they're talking a lot about Comey, this is not about Comey. This is about someone else who's going to jail. Let's listen to Mike Flynn.
Comey is going to fold, and he's going to fold like a cheap cigar. And it won't just be Jim Comey, because Jim Comey is going to be asked about, well, who else knew about it? Did you brief Barack Obama? Did you brief the Attorney General at the time? Did you speak to Jim Clapper? Did you speak to John Brennan? Did you speak to Susan Rice? Did you speak to Sally Yates? Who else was part of this conspiracy to undermine at the time the candidate of a major political party, Donald J. Trump, during the 2016 timeframe?
Who was Donald Trump running against? You guessed it, Hillary Clinton. That's the key to the whole thing. It's Hillary who Barack Obama worked for, who all these people were working for. It was her campaign. She called the shot, and she's the one who's going to eventually be investigated and be thrown in jail.
And then all of that then led into Russiagate, right? Led into the initial components of the coup to basically take down America, destroy this country as we know it, and turn it into part of the one world order that the globalists want. And he's not going to get away with this. So Jim Comey ought to go to the tall man's shop, get measured for an orange jumpsuit, and because he's going to go to prison whether he likes it or not.
Jim Comey was just a bag man. We all know now the one who funded the Steele dossier, where the whole Russiagate conspiracy came from, was the Hillary Clinton campaign. And they simply chose not to go after her. The Department of Justice knew about it, and there's notes on them saying we are not going to investigate. And Barack Obama said, we're not going to look into this, right before he left the presidency.
Hillary Clinton has a very weird and I think shitty marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her. And I think I can't really blame him, because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past his prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate. What you permit, you promote. She spent all of her daughter's upbringing away, at work.
She's away from other people because she despises family. I think Bill Clinton trained her to despise family, but she's going to go away for a long time in prison if they catch her. They just need to do one investigation on the Steele dossier funded by her campaign, and she is done.
At the law firm, in the White House, running for office. And Chelsea Clinton is not a nice person. And I think really is just sort of getting along based on the family name at this point. And so now she's got a daughter who I guess married a rich guy, but is struggling in her own right. Hillary's in a loveless marriage. She probably doesn't have a lot of real friends, just people who are glommers. And so she absolutely does have to write a fifth memoir and go on MSNBC and be told that she's amazing and that she matters.
And yes, her fifth memoir, it will not mention any of her actual past facts of what Mike Flynn's talking about. They're going to expose in the new Trump administration. I'm John Mike Keene. Give us a subscribe. Every time you subscribe, a communist goes to the gulag.